let me begin as I always do. Hashtag join it. Hashtag jubilant hello. Welcome to all of my good trading friends out there circling the globe wherever you may be. You don't even have to be a trading friend. You're a friend of mine. You don't even have to trade. I'm just glad you're here watching this video right now. I really do appreciate it. So thank you very much. This is going to be a wild one, obviously, because we've got earnings going everywhere. We've got the GOOGL. We've got Microsoft. We've got AMD. Who else we got? I got to look over here. Starbucks. Is that, well, I don't know. Are we really interested in Starbucks? We had Tesla yesterday. There's been earnings flying all over the hook. It's earnings season out there. Is it going to be a sunny, warm earnings season or a dark and cloudy earnings season? Not only that, we got Jay Powell on the mic tomorrow. The Federal Reserve. What's going to happen? We're going to talk about these tax hikes. Oh boy, we got a lot of stuff to discuss. Will I discuss it all? No, but we do have a lot of stuff to discuss. Now on this note, in case this is your first time coming by and you're witnessing this channel for the first time, I'm sorry about the intro. You'll learn to like the hashtag joy and hashtag jubilant. I highly recommend that traders do not mess around with earnings. It's really difficult to really grasp how the market's going to handle earnings. And I think recently Netflix kind of portrays that to its fullest. You have a company here that did very well for the quarter, record numbers, did everything, hit every mark, but did one thing wrong. They said they lost some subscribers. Stock gets smoked for like 50 bucks a share. Tesla down, same kind of stuff. So you never know how the market will react. It's the same way with the Fed. It's up to the market participants to decide. Sometimes these things need several days. So it's sometimes more difficult to trade these things even several days after their earnings announcement. So if you're trading something that's through earnings, always keep that in mind. It's a much more dangerous prospect to do that through earnings. Now, one of the reasons for this, obviously, is because as you go into earnings, you lose your edge. So if you're a trader and you're using a specific strategy, that strategy should yield you results of 65, 75, or 80%. That's what you should be getting on a good strategy, unless your risk to reward is amazing. But when you go into earnings, you are pretty much rolling the dice or flipping the coin. And when you're doing that, you're just becoming a gambler. You're not a trader, and gamblers never win over the long term. It's only a matter of time before you get smoked yourself if you haven't already. So kind of give them some time. Let's see how things go over the next couple of days. You've got Google here. A really big spike. You can't see it here on the screen because my face is over top of it. Big old spike here after hours. Let me move this down. Let's just go through a couple of these and see what they've got because I haven't looked at them yet. See if Microsoft has reported. See, Microsoft not doing so hot right now. This looks to be down about a dozen, maybe a dozen bucks. My eyes might be a little foggy. Don't quote me to the T there, so you've got that. AMD is a stock I really liked. Seems to be doing pretty good. You know, let me talk about AMD here real quick because this might be another opportunity to revisit this trade. Let me get my trusty pen out here for everyone. I was in this one for a while, and you know how much I love market whole numbers. And I really thought when we got up into this area that we were going to start testing. Well, my pen's not working, so we're just going to have to go with this. I thought we were going to hit this 100. We pull back, we re-gear, go to 99.23 and come up short. So I was like, wow, I really thought at that time, the way the market was behaving, that big round emotional number, that we were going to see that move in to 100. Well, we didn't, and actually sold off. Then you go through the NASDAQ correction. This gets hit, holds down to the 200 moving average, but it's been building really nice. You can look, you got a nice little, you want to call this ascending wedge pattern, making a series of higher lows along the way, kind of stair-stepping up there. Had a really nice break today, just finally clearing that resistance that it's been battling with over the last month and a half worth of trading. So this is a really, really nice looking setup. I didn't take it because obviously of earnings, but you've got a nice spike here. Let's watch this thing over the next couple of days. I think when you look at something that happened with NVIDIA, obviously being the leader in this space, going absolutely crazy over the last couple of weeks, maybe this thing is ready to go up to 100 and give that one more go around, or 1800th go around, however many times it's been. But a very interesting chart here. So watch this AMD. Now I looked through a couple of these because we want to talk about some stuff that's on the board now. So I'm going to give you some names, not one name, some names of stocks that you could watch to trade, but be careful, like I said in the beginning. I highly recommend You do not trade any of these for earnings. You do not know. Some of these beta stocks could dump $50, $60 or more. You don't want to put yourself in that situation. It could be catastrophic. So pay attention to those earnings data, especially when you're around earnings season, because some of these things are unforgiving. So make sure you keep that in mind. If they are very close, I'm only looking at short-term trades here, and we'll go through each one of them. I want to look at this deck right here. Boy, it's been a long time since I've traded deck, and there's like two stocks we're going to talk about that always mystify me, deck and LULU. I'll talk about both of those tonight. I remember trading some of these names. This is the beauty of the market. I remember trading some of these names when they were in the $30 or $40 range, and then this was one of them. And here it is at 349. I mean, this thing is just laying up here ready to break out again. Now, I'm not a big time breakout trader, but for day trades, I will look at things that break range, that move from one level to the next and get outside of these ranges, because they do make really good day trades. I wouldn't swing anything that's up this high, although I should, because this thing is unstoppable. It's on a really long sort of extended wedge, but I imagine you see 350 pretty easy on this, maybe 355s, 360. So I'd be looking at any sort of intraday dips to pick this up. This one would be just day trading for me right now, unless there's a bigger correction. When I say intraday dips, you can see it here on the chart. I'm using a 1 hour right here, for example, but nice little dips. Look, every time you get a pullback in here, you get a standard check mark pattern, pullback, check mark pattern, pullback, really extended check mark, pullback, check mark. They're everywhere here. It just keeps pulling back, giving you opportunities. So right now for this one, because the daily chart's so high and it's not a swing trade for me at this level, maybe it is for you, but not for me, I'd be looking to take advantage of these intraday pullbacks. If you could just give me some sort of pullback, some sort of sell-off, I'd be interested in picking it up just for some day trades. If this thing could correct a few percentage points and get either down into this level or down more specifically into this double bottom, then I would be interested in picking this up here for a longer term trade. Also, I want to look at WBM is that WSM. I got to write it down. See, my eyes are already going out. WSM. This is what I want to look at here. My pen is working now, at least. We've got that going for me. My speech is stumbling. My eyes are fading. It's that I'm all over the place here, but I'm going to deliver some good results. I like the way this one looks here. It's a touch high for a swing, but it looks like it's ready to go. Now, why I say it's a touch high for a swing is I want to get in on stocks and assets before they break out, before they've made a move outside of range. So when they pull back and they develop these bases for a few days, once they kind of move up here, it rules it out for me being a swing. Now, I'm not saying that's a 100% guaranteed winning formula. Sometimes chasing seems to pay off, especially in bull markets. But you've already broken this range and it's added a couple of days to it. So when you guys are out there and you're looking for multi-day runners for swing trades or even day trades, and you're looking to participate in expansion moves, this is how it happens. It's when they break these range and they start moving up outside of those range, they start to expand. Those ranges expand. You saw that back here, and now you're going to possibly see that here where this thing moves a little closer to 200. So I'm looking for not just day trades on this one, but I'm looking for swing trades too. I'm looking for maybe a little tiny pullback in this one, just something to retest the last couple of days. But I do like this WSM. Now, when I mentioned DEC, I mentioned LULU. I remember trading LULU when it was cheap too. We talked about LULU a couple of weeks ago, how it would be a good trade breaking this range. So kind of go back to what I just showed you with Williams-Sonoma there, WSM. Once you break this range, you go into this expansion move. And if you chase it, it's not good business. You get a chase and you're going to die over the long term. It's just a matter of time before you really get barbecued. But oftentimes these things give you another second or third entry. So here you got to pull back for another opportunity. Then it goes parabolic, or not really parabolic, but you get a nice spike up to the 200-day moving average here. And then now you've gotten a few sideways days. Maybe you can call this like a Loch Ness Monster pattern or a horse's head pattern, where it's like, horsey head, or like the Loch Ness Monster, whatever, you know. That's kind of looks like the Loch Ness Monster. Wait a second, look. Yeah, the Loch Ness Monster. Loch Ness Monster pen. Hashtag Loch Ness Monster pattern. I can barely say that. My speech here. Loch Ness Monster pattern hashtag. Okay, sweet. Sweet. How long will I use that one? Okay, anyway. So watch this one. I think if you break this range here, you're going to move up somewhere towards 360. I do like this one. And do I have anything else written down here? Oh, I do. Overstock. Overstock. Boy, oh boy, I wish Overstock did not have earnings. I would buy this right now for a swing. Boy, I love this chart. I love this chart, you know. This is really good stuff. You've got multiple tests of the lows. Really kind of just, if you can look real close, it's grinding up just nicely. The 200-day moving average has been a little bit of a problem, but this thing is just one step away from recurling back up to 100 and maybe making it all the way back up towards the 110s. Boy, do I really like the look of this chart. Risk to reward is amazing on this. But we got this. Got earnings here that we have to worry about. So watch this one closely. Now, sometimes here's a little tip if you already don't know. Many times as these things are going to earnings, they will run up. They get these pre-earnings runs. Why, I don't know. It's dumb to be buying it into earnings for a hold, but there's often an edge there where many of these stocks, especially things like Tesla, if you look back at Tesla, you look back at Netflix, they have a tendency to run into earnings. It's just their standard muscle memory. So you can make money on those shorter term trades. But watch this one here. If earnings are pretty good and this thing sets up well here, you've got a nice move into about 100 to 125. It's a really good looking chart. So in a recap, stay away from earnings plays for a couple of days unless you're just really quick with the finger and you can do some fast scalping. If you're trading pre-earnings, keep those in short time horizons. Look for the expansion moves. A couple that we can pay attention to is DEC, LULU, WSM, and Overstock. So anyway, guys, I want you to trade well. I really appreciate you watching this video. Thank you for listening to me stumble over my words. I don't know why. I'm just maybe tired. Whatever. But thank you very much for watching this video. Take care. Trade well. Talk to you soon.